Um, Good morning, guys. Here is the video on the net worth statement of a mixed farm. The net worth statement of a mixed farm. A mixed farm is a farm that comprises more than one enterprise. And when we are talking about the net worth statement, there's no way we will talk about the net worth statement without talking about the assets and the liabilities of the farm. So, the asset is on the left hand side, while the liabilities is on the right hand side of the book. Now, we have different type of assets. We have the current asset, especially those when it comes to farm accounting. We have those different type of assets. We have the current asset, the working asset, and the fixed asset. What is current asset? Current assets are those assets that takes a short period of time before they can be converted into cash. Example of current assets are the cash as stated in the question, the cash in hand, account receivable, the stocks for sale. This type of assets can be easily converted into cash. They are very liquid. They are very liquid. That is current asset. The working assets, they are assets that takes 2 to 5 years before they can be converted into cash. The harvested crops, the supplies, maybe supplies of commodities, others, feed in stock. That's an example of working asset. Why fixed asset? They took more than 5 years before this asset they can be used, they are used continuously. Example of this asset is lands. You use land continuously without even before land can depreciate. I mean, farm when it comes to farming, land depreciates in nutrients depending on how we use it, how we utilize the land. But on in productivity, land appreciates when it comes to other aspects. But um in farming, land depreciate in nutrients depending on the utilization. Now we have liabilities on the other side. Asset is what the farm is owing, what the farm owns at a particular period of time, while liabilities is what the farm always orders. Maybe he always order firm, or maybe liabilities can be in form of maybe borrowing equipment, lending loan, and host like that. Example of liabilities are current liabilities. This type of liabilities, they are short-term liabilities. The farmers must pay the liabilities within a minimum of 1 year. They are short-term liabilities. Medium-term liabilities. This kind of liabilities, the farmers must repay its debt within a minimum of 2 to 5 years. And long-term liabilities, the farmers must repay this kind of liabilities within more than 5 years. That is it. Now, we are told in our calculation that we should calculate the total assets, total liabilities, the net worth, the net capital ratio, and the working capital ratio. Let's quickly go to our solution. Um, Solution, we have the current asset. The current asset can be estimated by adding the cash in hand, which is what? Our 450, plus the stock for sale, which is what? Our 1500, plus account receivable, which is 1300. Now, we add both together, we will get our current asset. Let us punch our calculator. 450 plus 15 plus 1300. That is 3250. 3250. That is our current asset. Now, our working asset, our working asset, our working asset at the estimated like 510 plus 210 naira plus 12,400 naira. Our working asset, when we add it together, 510 plus 12,400 naira, that is 13,000 13,120. That's our working asset. Then for our fixed asset, don't forget what I told you about fixed assets. Fixed assets, they are used continuously on the farm, and the value of these assets depreciate depending on the usage. So fixed asset is the sum of our fixed assets is what? 4,500. We have 4,500. We have 17,000. We have 18,000, which is for machinery and equipment, and we have dairy cows and breeding stock, which is what? 19,000 naira. 9,000 naira. When we sum the total of our fixed cost, it should give us 1,500 plus 17,000 plus 18,500 plus 19,000. That's 59,000 naira. 59 59,000 naira. Now, we have the current asset to be 3,250 naira, the working assets to be 13,120 naira, and the fixed assets to be 59,000 naira. Now, our total asset is the sum of the current asset and the working asset and the fixed asset. That's how we got our total asset. Let us calculate for our total asset. The total asset, don't forget what we call our assets. 3,250 plus 13,120 plus 59,000. Our total asset would be 13,210 plus 3,250. Our total asset is 75,000. We punch our calculator. 75,460. This is our total asset. Now we know the total asset. It remains the Now we know our total assets. Now the second question says that we should calculate our total liabilities. Don't forget what we call our liabilities. Liability is what the company is owing to other enterprise at a particular period of time. Total liabilities, that's number 2 questions. And total liabilities means current liabilities plus the medium-term liabilities with the long-term liabilities. The most liquid form of liability is current liabilities. Don't forget. It is very liquid in such a way that it means it should be repaid within a short period of time. This type of liability, maybe you borrowed a machineries, you have to repay it. You have to return the machinery within a short period of time, or you borrow money. The money, depending on the time being, the time interval at which you borrow the money and the time you are told to repay. If the time interval is 1 year, then it is current liabilities. So let us calculate our total liabilities. Total liabilities equals to the price for the current liabilities. The current liabilities, this is debt due for payment, which is 450 plus the medium term liabilities. The medium term liabilities is 12,400. 12,400 naira. And we have the long term liabilities, which is mortgage, which is 75, and what? Debt due for payment in a long term, which is 26,500 naira. Let us put it in the bracket. 75 plus 26,000, 26,500 naira. Now, let us punch our calculator. We have 450 naira plus 12,400 plus 75 plus 26,500. We have 34,000 naira. 34,000 naira. Now, let us punch our calculator. 34,000 naira plus 450 plus 12,400. Now we have 46,850. 46,850 naira. That is our total liabilities. Now, let us go to the third question, which is the net worth. The net worth. The net worth can be expressed mathematically as the total assets minus the total liabilities. The difference between the total assets and the total liabilities is known as the net worth. So we can put it mathematically as total assets minus total liabilities. The total asset is, from our calculation, the total asset is 75,416 naira. 75,416 naira. 75,000, no, 75,416 naira minus, which is total liabilities, 46,850 naira. So when we punch our calculation and calculator, we have 75, 28,610, 28,610 naira. This is our net worth. Now, in order to calculate our net capital ratio, our net capital ratio is the ratio of the total assets and the total liabilities. The ratio, don't forget, the ratio of the total assets and total liabilities. And we know that our total assets will be 75,416 naira. Net capital ratio, it can be abbreviated like NCR. So we have this 75,460 all over the total liabilities, which is what? 46,850. This is what? The ratio of the total assets. Total assets. This is what? Total liabilities. That is net capital ratio. And when we, let us point our calculator, 75,460 divided by 46,850. The net capital ratio is 1.61. The net capital ratio is 1.61. And now the next question says we should calculate our working capital ratio. Our working capital ratio is expressed as working capital ratio is expressed as working assets the working capital ratio is expressed as working assets all over current liabilities plus medium term liabilities. Now, working assets is current liabilities plus medium term liabilities. Now, working capital ratio is working asset. Our working asset is the totality of our working assets. Our working asset is 13,120 naira. That's the total of our working assets. When we sum this, we get 13,120 naira. So we have 13,120 naira all over. What's our current liabilities? Our current liabilities is 450 naira. Our current liabilities is 450 naira. So we have something like this: 450 naira plus the medium term liabilities is 12,400 naira. 12,400 naira. When we punch our calculation, we have something. Working capital ratio equals to 12,000, 13,120 naira all over 12,850 naira. Our working capital ratio will be, when we punch our calculation, 13,120 naira divided by 12,850 naira. We have 1.02. Therefore, our working capital ratio is equals to 1.02, which is the final answer. Don't forget our net capital ratio is 1.61. Our working capital ratio is 1.02. Thank you guys for watching. Please kindly subscribe and so that you'll be able to get notification, comment and like, share. Thank you very much.